Well, hello, friends. Randy Saleh here, your instructor for the Principles of Marketing. And as we are progressing through this course, we are now at the halfway point and sprinting to the finish. I want to go over Project 3 for you and give you some of my pointers and my insights and my expectations. This is a big project, as they all are. But this is where we put what we've learned. We're putting it together the best way we can. This is worth 300 points, so this is pretty much going to cement the grade in the class here for us. So, we're going to use all the amazing knowledge and create a marketing plan. Now, Shelley Parkington is one of the foremost glass artists in the United States. Her work has been featured in multiple museums across the country, including the Kimball Fort Worth, the MoMA in New York City. At this point in her career, she wants to capitalize on her accomplishments as an artist and open up an art gallery studio featuring her work. It is not uncommon for her pieces to sell for well over $3,000. Even though Shelley can charge these types of prices, she believes the smaller pieces could be priced in between like 50, maybe $100 to $200. Okay, introducing people to the glass art. She will open her studio and retail gallery in the South Lake Town Square shopping mall located in South Lake, Texas. As one of the wealthiest zip codes in the state of Texas, if not the United States, Shelley likes the South Lake location and believes this clientele will be able to fully appreciate and afford her original works of art. While Shelley is an amazing artist, this is her first experience at running a full-time retail business and really needs help in the marketing her work. So, she has found out that you are a marketing expert and she has commissioned you to develop a marketing plan for her new business. So that is our case. Okay. So here's some of the things. Now we've gone over this. You've read through this, hopefully. You've seen my earlier videos. The target market. We have to start off with this. We could do some great research here as well. As a small business owner, Shelley needs help identifying this target market. So based on her products, now these are very high-end glass art, okay? Who could be a primary and a secondary target? So you are going to, this is a strategy paper. You're not going to tell Shelley that, yes, it's important to find a target market and segment the market appropriately. You're going to actually do that for her. So let me provide help as I can. Target market, this is the essential part of marketing. We have to know who our customer is. Our customer can never be everyone. If everyone's our customer, then nobody is our customer. That's just some rules of marketing. So, define the appropriate target market of her business. Well, she's in South Lake. We know it's a very expensive area. And by the way, all we have to do here, I'm going to kind of flip over a few things. I've got the website of the South Lake Town Square right here. It's in it's in the unit lesson, so it's a web link. You click right to it, so you can find everything that you need right in here. You can do some research on the city of South Lake, look at what the average income is. You can look at cities around South Lake as well: Grapevine, Colleyville, Keller, Westlake, Coppell, even the Northeast Tarrant County. And so I'm thinking that this target market, if I was in a outline a customer profile, they're going to be wealthy, probably in South Lake in those areas. If I have to go gender, I'm definitely going female. We know that female uh, run the game in marketing. They certainly buy more gifts. They buy artwork, decorations for the home. And so I'm looking at that. I'm looking at well educated as the primary market target for our business. Probably an income of 150,000 and above, maybe even 250,000, because those who would buy the $2,000 to $3,000 pieces, at least 150 and up. And so I would detail out as much as I can. That's what you would do if you had a marketing job. Now that's the primary target. The secondary target could also be female, maybe young working professional, likes art, getting into art, and wants to do the start decorating her apartment or home, and probably a $75,000 income, probably looking at the pieces around the $200 price point and below. So somewhere that $75 to $200 price point. So again, that's how we would outline a potential. I'm just doing broad strokes here, okay? But we need to find out something. That's what you're going to put your answer is not target markets are important. It is who would be that target market. Now, we know about customer relationship marketing. We know how important that is. So now you can explain to Shelley the concept of customer relationship marketing. All right, now, and also list strategies to provide exceptional customer service. So how are we going to build those relationships? Okay, how are they going to be greeted when they come into the store? When they buy a piece, do they get a handwritten thank you note? Well, I sure would. I sure would like one, especially if I bought a expensive piece. Are they going to get on the email list? How are we going to basically take care of our customers, knowing, my friends, and certainly in the small business arena, and many of you like to open up your own business, your penetrated customer, that's where 65% of our efforts should be in retaining them, because they are going to grow this business. They're going to repeat and repeat and repeat. If you are in a business of marketing and you're selling and you have to get a new customer every single time, that business model just won't work. You've got to have repeat business. Competitive advantage number 3. And again, this is how we're listing our questions. Some students I'm getting in many of my classes are writing all of this out. I simply take all that out when I look at your word count. All I need to know is who your target market is. I mean, there's your heading. There's your heading. Okay, competitive advantage. Big one right here. If you don't have a competitive advantage in your business, then do not compete. Those are the words of Jack Welch. Absolutely. Find one. You got to get one. So how is she different? It's got to be in the minds of her customers. Well, her artwork is more unique than possible competitors, correct? She is already, nationally famous. Okay, so that is a huge advantage. She's one of the foremost artists. So we're going to look at individual, unique pieces, stunning work, crafted, right in Southlake. Okay, that's where her studio is going to be as well. So we can put a positioning statement, and again, you can look online. What is a positioning statement? And that should be in your book too, in the first chapters that we have read. And again, that is, the experience. I am providing my customers with one of a kind, original artwork that they simply cannot find anywhere else, that brings out the inner beauty of their home. You know what I mean? You make that there. Got to have a competitive advantage. How are we positioning ourselves? How is Lexus positioned against GM? Okay, they're all different positionings there. It's a good exercise. As we go down, we need to brand. We're always branding ourselves. I hope you will watch the video that I've put out there on how to market yourself through emotional intelligence that I have on Unit 3 as well. Just some things that we have to do. We're always making our brand, and we're always defending our brand and making sure it's the best out there. So, explain to Shelley how important branding is to the success of her business. Create a name, all right? You get to create Shelley's name for her. Now, if you are a creative skill set, a design logo would be great here. Okay, and you can put that in your work. So again, use some of that creativity that I know you have. So why is it important? We never want to ever confuse a customer, because you're confusing the brand. Again, we're saying how amazing our work is, our artwork, and yet if it's a terrible piece, if it's cheap, if it's cracked when somebody gets it, that we're destroying the brand. 5, product strategy. Okay, since this is a retail-based business, we're actually creating a product. Fantastic. Shelley needs to create a product strategy. Now, you'll find some of this information in Chapter 8. So, should she focus just on high-end pieces that sell for thousands of dollars, or focus more on the $100 pieces of art to build a larger customer base? Perhaps a mix of both would be smart, but what percentage would you recommend? Are there other products and services that she could add to her business over time? Now remember, just has to be based on our target market. So if I picked a very high-end target market, which personally I would, if you choose a different one, as long as you can defend it, friends, I'm happy with that. So if I'm picking a high-end target market, okay, but we also, we want to bring customers up to that level as well. So I don't want to shock everybody with a $3,000 to $10,000 piece. I would still probably focus a mix of maybe, let's say, 65% high-end art, glass art, and maybe 35% of the, $85 to $200 mark. Okay, and so that's my product strategy. Are there anything else that she could do add over time? Well, and that's where you get creative. Okay, again, maybe she can do some sort of different, like chandeliers. You see a lot of that in the glass art world. And go ahead and Google up glass art. I'm a big fan of it. UTA has a degree just as a medium in art of glass, so it's it's beautiful, beautiful artwork. What else could she do? Are there other little things in there besides? Could she do lessons? That could be interesting. She is an artist. Maybe she could bring in other artists to use some of her space. That's still high end. Maybe it's different pottery. Maybe it's different paintings that the same type of modern art that she's doing. Something that complements and that she can help other artists out and sell on consignment. Perhaps she could actually do some sort of lessons in this glass art to some of her patrons, or let them feel a part of the process. Again, those are just something very creative on that side of other businesses that she could do, other products. So the pricing strategy. If you'll read chapter 9, okay, and choose a pricing strategy. I usually get much more granular in the classroom, but right now we're going to make it a little bit broad. But we have high end, we have position penetration pricing that's very low end. Again, based on your target market, everything has to, as we look at these 5 P's here, my friends, the marketing mix: products, pricing, place, people. And so promotion, we've got to look at that. So if we're a high end, so we would probably be a premium pricing strategy for at least 65%. Okay. And so you may say, hey, you know what? We're going to make sure that her gross margins pricing are somewhere around 80%, which is very high, which she needs. She needs the highest possible. And then we'll also look at that smaller range right in there, the 35% of the around the $150 mark. So we know it's going to be a premium, but with the premium pricing, customers are getting original, one of a kind artwork. That's just they can't find anywhere else. You don't go to, gosh, it's hard to name stores anymore. Name Pier 1, they're out of business. You can't find that. So she has a premium pricing strategy, in my opinion. Now, location. Analyze location. Okay, you've got right here. All right, back again. This is the entire South Lake Town Square for you right there. So it'll basically, you can find your competition. You can find everything here. Does this complement? Is this a great place for her target market? If she's that good of an artist, which she is, and again, her location is a complement. Yeah, I think it does. But tell us how. That's where you can say, well, my research on South Lake shows the average home price is probably $1 million a home now. The home prices have gone up so much in the last few years. It was like 700,000. So you could say 700,000 to $2 million. She's in a premier location, retail. There's really nothing like the South Lake Town Square that I've ever seen. And even the areas around, okay, even Colleyville, all right, Keller, Coppell, kind of, the HEB. I mean, we're in a very affluent, Northeast Tarrant County is a very affluent area, and you're in some of the most affluent of the affluent area right in there. So again, I think you have a lot to write on that, some of the research you do on South Lake itself and just the Northeast Tarrant County. So the customer experience, the CX. University of North Texas actually has a degree in CX, the customer experience. And I think that's amazing. I think that might be very interesting because we're having, now we're having the customer experience officers of the organization, because we got to retain that customer. So she's going to survive. It's about the customer experience. So again, we know about customer relationships that we've already talked about. So describe the feel, okay, that as a customer walks in that store, for what we're selling, and all the way through the process, okay, from when they come in, they purchase, and they repurchase. It's all about those experiences. Yeah, we expect good customer service, good relationships, but what's the entire experience gonna feel like? It's a feeling right there. Again, if you have your own business ideas, what experience do you want your customers? Do you think they desire? What are you going to give them? This has to be very high touch, in my opinion. Maybe it's water, it's wine, it's cheese. I mean, it's a relaxing, beautiful music in the background, because you're priming. You want to prime someone up to basically flip out that Onyx, all right, American Express card and put down 10 grand on there. Promotional plan. All right, this is what everyone thinks marketing is. And so in today's world, the promotional plan, you'll find this in chapters 12 through 13. Again, everything that we've talked about is easily found in notes and and certainly in the book. It's called the paid, own, earn, shared model. And if you are interested in going in this field, this is something that we have to know. Now, we pay for things. So Shelley pays for traditional advertising. All right, there's TV, radio, and print. There's digital media, which is now taking over the world. Okay, paid search ads. All right, social media, paid advertising, things that you actually pay for, banners, mobile ads, sales promotion. This could be loyalty, Groupon deal of the day. I don't know if Shelley would be interested in this, but this is just what we have. This is the things that we actually pay for. So be creative on that. Where would you where would you see her dollar should go? And there's the owned, okay? Every business owns something. So you own your website, all right? You own your blogs, and I think this is going to be very important. I think we need to get Shelley blogging and writing, or at least have a professional blogger. There's a career right there for you, or a side business. A good writing, good blogging skills. Again, we own our social media pages and channels, so we've got to immediately get that branding done and buy those domains. We also do special events. So again, special events, I like that she could bring in other types of artists and have receptions for them and have your meet and greet. We always own our sales force and employees. I mean, in the sense that we are definitely part of our organization. And so what could we do there? Again, what type of training is every employee going to have? Because a customer can't just come in and someone says, "Hey, how you doing?" One of our own employees, man, they have to be greeted with just, an amazing feeling. Earned. This is what people say about you. Okay, this is public relations. This is volunteering, goodwill, donations, sponsoring. So what could she do in these areas? You have a lot of creativity here, and I know most students are trying to do these papers like in 2 days, and if you'll do one question a day, it's got 10 questions here. You knock this out very well. But you have a lot of creativity. Most people just run out of gas right in here, but I think this is where your creativity comes. Again, what could she sponsor? Again, maybe she sponsors uh, and helps out, uh, or donates to, let's say, underprivileged schools. Hey, there's a lot of schools in this area, in different parts of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, that just don't get art. That they don't. Maybe it's not even a part of their curriculum, and so she can bring in, some of the students there, maybe kindergarten students or maybe grade students, just get them into art. Expand their minds. That's possible she could do. The volunteering, the goodwill. Maybe she donates some pieces to some different areas. Again, what can she do public relations wise? You have to earn this, and I think it's very, very strong what can happen here. Shared. This is what people say about you. This is what your customers. So this is what they are saying on their social media. So if this is very good, if you're doing a very good job in earned, and everything else you're doing, your brand is strong, then people say, I love this place. All right, the blogs, the viral channels, basically, this needs to be monitored on a regular basis. Our reviews, our ratings. Again, she may need to have somebody come in here and help her with that, what you're doing on a regular basis. You've been an outstanding source in these 9 questions that you're having such a great time with. Now, there's The 5 Rules of Marketing by J. Conrad Levinson. It's a great book. He wrote Guerrilla Marketing for Small Business. And if you were ever interested in doing your own things, just look him up. He did die a few years ago, but he was one of the most basically read authors in the business world and translated like in the top 10. And so I have a question called the 5 New Rules of Marketing. Well, when you go into, let's see if I can get back to the class here. Well, here's the class right in here. So as you go into Unit 3, okay, Marketing Strategy, and you'll look in Articles on Marketing, where you're going to find it right there. 5 New Rules of Marketing. And then there's the things that come right up, and I've got them highlighted for you. And this just tells you, again, the 10-30-60 rule, the 1-100 rule, the rule of thirds, rule of twice, rule of the ruler. You can summarize that right in there. I usually get students who just make up 5 rules of marketing, but it's right there. Again, the 10-30-60, I think for small businesses is great no matter what you do. 10% goes to the universe. That's anyone that may be in your market or just in your area. And then you go 30% to your prospects. I mean, these are your target market, but you invest back into your customers very strong. He believes 60% should go right back into marketing to customers because this is where the most profits are yielded. Once you have someone who's bought from you once and it's a good experience, they're going to keep buying from you unless you mess it up. All right, we don't want that. And then the 1-100 rule, again, if you know what, every dollar that we spend, and you're going to be future leaders, future managers, future everything, and you're going to be in charge of people. $1 spent on communicating with your staff is the equivalent of spending $100 in talking to your customers or $10 in the trade. Basically, we should never overlook. This is the 5th P in the marketing mix. When our people are treated well, paid well, and they know about our products and services, they are the best branding that we have. They are part of it. So that's what I mean on the basically right in here, kind of wrapping it up, the rules of marketing, the 5 new rules. And, they're not necessarily new anymore, but the 5 interesting rules from J. Conrad Levinson. To receive full credit, we're still back on like we would have in the other videos that I have for you. So the grading rubric, again, Brandy Sell, the marketing plan, title page, this has to look good. This is pretty much the big hit right here, my friends. It's 300 points. So if you miss this one, don't miss it. All right, just don't miss it. We're not going to talk anything negative. Content creativity, I want you to remember it is very strategy based. Okay, so don't say social media is cool. What social media? What would you do? All right, Instagram page. Or does she need a TikTok? I don't think so. TikTok's not that. I don't think it's going to be in her wheelhouse. Certainly not in her target market. But since it's probably going to be an older target market, what do older people go into? Facebook. They love Facebook as their social media. So Pinterest as well. So what, again, how is she going to do that? It's very strategy based here. So obviously we've talked about all of this before. Tips for success. If you want to amp it up, we've gone over the SWOT analysis in that first area, or a situation analysis, that micro macro environment. You learn those from chapter 3 and that unit 1. That can amp it up and really put you into this level right in here. And I've had many projects go into the 5,000 words. You are not required to do that. These are your grades right up in here. And but have fun with this. Now, if you're saying, "Wow, I wish I could do that," I know you're saying this too. Wow, I wish I could do this because I have my own business idea. I wish I could just write a marketing plan for it. Do it. You have free reign on that. All you need to do is just put it in your words, all right? You should put your business there, and basically, because you need to do all of this anyway, you need to find your target market, you need to find your relationship marketing there, your advantage, your branding, your product strategy. The marketing plan is the heart of the business plan. We would probably include more of sales, of course, in the business plan, and what we get our first year and our startup costs. But this is the heart right here. If you can get this done, you're almost 70% done with your business plan, my friends. So if you want to do that, I applaud you, and I would encourage you to, of your own business idea. How big or small, doesn't matter. If you have a lawn service business, if you want to sell stuff on the internet, whatever it is, I'm all for it, okay? Uh, if not, if you're not sure, this is a great way to do it the first time, and then you can simply reconstruct it for whatever else you have to do in your career. So that is the marketing plan. I wanted to get that out there, what I'm expecting, strategy based, answer those questions. Please don't start the day before, because this is going to look like crap. I've seen them already. I know the ones who are doing the day before, and I get it. But I'm giving you 3.5 weeks. So this is, again, the biggest part of the class. It's where everything is pulled together. This is really where you can say, I know a little bit more about marketing than I started this course, because this is the essence of it. It's not just taking a test and studying and forgetting everything that I've learned. That's why I do the project base. So you have some skills when you do get out there, or the next classes you take, you already have a much better idea of of the foundations of marketing. So enjoy it, and as always, I'm looking forward to reading your work. Make it a great day.